I got a fishing line.
There he is.
You're a professional. College bass fishing is one of the fastest growing collegiate sports in the Southeast, and Mississippi's no exception. Fishing with us today is Ty Cox.
That's a good one.
And we're gonna give Ty a chance to show us on Pickwick what he's learned while he was in college. Ty, appreciate you fishing with us today.
Anytime.
We've got some fish on right now, and we're hopefully gonna catch quite a few and see what Ty learned in college. Ty, it's first thing this morning. Everybody always asks, you know, what did you throwing? What are you starting with? Can you tell us a little bit about why we're starting with these boats?
Yeah. I'm bad about pulling up on these schools here at Pickwick, and the first thing I'll throw is a big crankbait, because sometimes when you do get on the fire up on it, you can catch 15, 20 pounds like it's nothing. And then if they usually don't bite it, I'll just start dragging something, try to get, if they don't want fire easy, just drag a worm down there, usually
Something
get a bite.
on the bottom. Okay, good deal. Well, let's get after it.
All right, sounds good.
Fish on. That's what they was doing yesterday. They were hitting it on the first drop, first fall.
Is it a stripe or a bass? That's a bass. Ain't a bad one.
Good start.
About a 2 pounder, 2.5.
Tennessee River, Pickwick Lake, largemouth bass. Hit that big spoon. She was hungry this morning. We've got some weather coming in later. We know it's coming, but typically when you have a change in pressure, the fish start biting. So we're gonna take what Ty's learned fishing all over the Southeast with Itawamba Community College bass fishing team and put it to the test. Smaller fish, because they're all fun.
That
When you're
spoon
up
might
here
be
in
the
the
deal
summer,
this morning. I just got bit.
Strike. That's what's probably hitting your swim bait.
Yeah, I just got bit.
All right, this is a white bass. Catch them a lot out here. If you're catching white bass, I don't know, you know, I like to be catching white bass. That means I'm around bait, which means a largemouth are gonna be there. Good sign they're here. You know, Ty, the south wind, we like it because it keeps us a little cool. But, you know, fishing these offshore places, it just makes things tougher on Ty to keep us in on the spot we're trying to fish.
I don't like fishing in the north wind on this lake at all, because a lot of times they'll be pulling a lot of current, and the way this river flows, if there's a north wind, the current and the wind will be butting up against each other, and man, that causes for the river to get rough and dangerous, big time.
All right, we've caught several fish on the big spoon right off the bat, throwing active moving baits, trying to get active fish. And before we leave a spot, you know, Ty suggested we slow down. He's throwing a thumper, big thunder worm or something, just a straight tail worm. I'm throwing a Carolina rig, fishing it on the bottom, trying to catch fish that may not be as active.
I started tournament fishing when I was about 11.
Tournament fishing?
Yeah.
Good gosh.
I'm 20 now, so about 9 years.
Okay, and I'm assuming your dad introduced you to fishing?
He did.
What made you decide to keep doing it when you got to college?
I've always been around college fishing. Fished high school, and being my parents with this rod company, we've sponsored Mississippi State, Clemson, La Tech, just several colleges, and I've always been around the college fishing when I was still in high school, and I just always knew from the get-go when I got to college I wanted to college fish. I wanted to do it.
Fish.
It's a keeper.
That'd be a good start.
Ain't a bad one.
No.
2 3/4.
Yep. He got my bait, Ty.
Oh, they get you bait?
He got my worm. Nice fish. You know, 15-inch. We've got a 15-inch minimum up here at Pickwick. This fish would actually qualify as a keeper if we were fishing a tournament today. Healthy fish, probably going to weigh 2 1/4. Again, fishing a little slower, trying to pick off a few fish before we change spots. How in the world do you balance all this fishing with class time and taking a full load of classes?
I can promise you, it's not easy.
Okay. Because when I was in school, I didn't have a whole lot of extra time there to, you know, spend traveling fishing.
As far as balancing the fishing schedule, I take 3 in class, like go to a classroom.
Yeah, sitting in the classroom.
And then I take 2 or 3 online classes. And man, when you're off to a tournament, it ain't going to hang out in the parking lot with your friends and talking. I mean, there's a lot of times you get back from pre-fishing, you go in the hotel room, and you hit the books and study. And it takes getting used to saying no to the fun stuff and going.
Making yourself
yourself study.
Fish on.
Good one.
A lot of people ask you, what kind of tackle do you use?
Yes, sir.
You throwing a worm, what are you throwing? What are you throwing that worm on?
Yeah, I'm throwing it on a Strike King's Magnum jig head. It's basically a big 3/4 ounce shaky head.
Okay.
And
straight tail worm.
Straight tail worm.
I'm throwing a spoon.
And it looks like I need to be throwing a spoon.
What pound test line?
You know, a lot of people when they get up here on these river ledges, they think I'm kind of different.
Yeah.
A lot of these people, they'll throw 20, 17. Man, I don't throw nothing no bigger than 15.
Okay. What rod and reel are you using?
Yeah, I'm using, on this big shaky head, I'm using it's a hammer rod 7/6 extra heavy.
Okay.
And on the reel, it's a Daiwa Tatula. And I use the 8-to-1 gear ratio.
That on the thumper?
No, big worm.
Thunder worm. Nice fish.
Yeah, ain't bad.
I'm gonna come in front. There you go. Now you learning. That's a keeper.
Yeah. It won't be cold fish. We won't get rid of it by the end of the day, but probably a 2-pounder.
Yep. They're down there. How much have you seen it grow just in the few years that you've been fishing in high school with a high school team or fishing with Itawamba's college team?
When I first started around the college fishing, an average tournament would have 100 boats.
Okay. Which we think is big.
But yeah, which is big to most people. We fished one at Pickwick Lake this year that had 260 something in it. I mean, it's doubled, more than doubled. Yeah. I mean, I fished BFLs on Pickwick against, you know, all the locals. And I'll tell anybody right now, the toughest competition I fished against has been on the college series. I mean, really? Them boys, they know how to do it. Mm-hmm. Another decent little keeper.
Just another keeper. Look how cooked on the outside of the mouth. Look at that. What was that tell you? 14 3/4. What do you think? He wouldn't be a keeper, but he sure was fun to catch. Very nice. Keeper. Very good fish. Now that, 15-inch minimum on Pickwick, that's a keeper.
Ain't a bad one.
That's a good fish.
All right, with your job.
As an administrator?
Tell me what's wrong with this fin there.
Genetics. I mean, you know.
They ain't all gonna look the same.
They all look the same.
I got you.
Fish on.
Got him.
Look at him jump. He tried to eat that big plum apple worm.
He tried to.
I had a hit before him. Not a keeper, but always fun to catch. Good fish?
I think.
Fish on. Take your time, take your time.
Felt like a good one when you bit though.
They all good.
Keeper.
He's way out there.
Did he lose it? That one any better?
Nah.
You got his attention that time.
They Maybe they're gonna get a little better, folks. 2.5 tie?
Yeah, probably 2 3/4.
We'll let him go in easy. Thank you, Mr. Bass. Hey folks, it's been a great morning on Pickwick with collegiate angler Ty Cox. Ty, big shout out to you and Hammer Rods
Hey man, I appreciate
for having us here today.
Yes sir, I appreciate y'all having us.
You know, the fishing was okay this morning. We were able to catch a few fish, and I wish we could keep fishing, but if you can see behind me, right here at J.P.Coleman State Park, we're either getting off the water or we're gonna get wet.
Yeah.
See y'all outdoors.
Hey, that's all the time we have for this week. Hope you enjoyed the show.
Join us again next time for more exciting adventures. Until then, I'm Pamela Weaver.
And I'm Kevin Meacham.
See ya outdoors.